Thank you for joining us for another episode of Did You Know? Brought to you by Kary Movers Ltd and ProPix Canada Media. In this segment of Did You Know, we're going to discuss Robson Street, which is a major southeast-northwest thoroughfare in downtown and the west end of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Its core commercial blocks from the Burrard Street to Jervis Street were also known as Robson Strauss. Its name honors John Robson, a major figure in British Columbia's entry into the Canadian Confederation and the Premier of the province from 1889 to 1892. Robson Street starts at BC Place Stadium near the north shore of False Creek, then runs northwest past Vancouver Library Square, Robson Square, and the Vancouver Art Gallery, coming to an end at Lost Lagoon in Stanley Park. As of 2006, the city of Vancouver overall had the fifth most expensive retail rental rates in the world, averaging $135 US per square foot per year citywide. Robson Street topped Vancouver with its most expensive locations renting for up to $200 per square foot per year. In 2006, both Robson Street and the Mink Mile on Bloor Street in Toronto, Ontario, were the 22nd most expensive streets in the world, with rents of $208 US per square foot. In 2007, the Mink Mile in Robson slipped to 25th in the world, with an average of $198 US per square foot. The price of each continues to grow, with Vancouver being Burberry's first Canadian location and Toronto's Yorkville neighborhood, which is bounded on the south side by Bloor, now commanding rents of up to $300 US per square foot. In 1895, train tracks were laid down the street, supporting a concentration of shops and restaurants. From the early to middle-late 20th century, and especially after significant immigration from post-war Germany, the northwest end of Robson Street was known as a center of German culture and commerce in Vancouver, earning it the nickname Robson Strauss, even among non-Germans. This name lives on in the Robson Strauss Hotel on Robson Street. At one time, the city had placed street signs reading Robson Strauss, though these were placed after the German presence in the area had largely vanished. Robson Street was featured on an old edition of the Canadian Monopoly board game as one of the two most expensive properties. Robson Street's role as a consumer district continues to the present day, although the original flavor of the street, which was all small neighborhood market stores, has been supplanted by massive redevelopment by brand-name chain stores and high-end restaurants. Robson Street is particularly famous for the fashion shops and dining, which extend from Granville Street in the southeast to Denman Street in the northwest, with the main concentration centered between Burrard and Bute Streets, which is the area also known historically as Robson Strauss. Although not technically on Robson Street, but still considered part of the district, the Vancouver Luxury Zone contained the most expensive upscale stores in the city. It is anchored on Alberni Street and Georgia Streets as they intersect Burrard Street. Robson Street's intersection with Thurlow Street was known for having two Starbucks coffee shops on opposite corners, one of which was non-smoking prior to the enactment of the indoor smoking ban, and the other was not. The location on the west corner was known as a major meeting place for the biker culture, with motorcycles parked in special bikes-only strips of parking painted on the pavement. It was also this corner of Robson and Thurlow that acted as the epicenter of the Stanley Cup riot in 1994. There are numerous high-rises along or near Robson, many of them condo towers and hotels. The Empire Landmark Hotel, originally the Sheraton Landmark, was the tallest high-rise on the Strip at 42 stories. It included included the Cloud9 revolving restaurant. There are numerous residential condo and apartment towers under construction along the southeastern end of Robson Street near Yaletown, past the bustling Granville Mall, whereas the northwestern end becomes part of Vancouver's West End neighborhood, containing older residential high-rises near the quieter Stanley Park and Lost Lagoon. The last few blocks of Robson, between Denman and Lost Lagoon, are part of the Stanley Park neighborhood. Robson Street is also very popular as a cruising street, with many exotic, rare cars and motorcycles present every weekend throughout the summer. Once again, this was Did You Know? Brought to you by Kary Movers Ltd. Available online for information at www.karymovers.com. And ProPix Canada Media, available at www.propicscanada.com, PROPICS Canada.com. Thanks again for tuning in and watching this episode of Did You Know? Make sure that you follow us and click on the other Did You Know titles in the series. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Did You Know? Brought to you by Kary Movers Ltd. and ProPix Canada Media. In this segment of Did You Know, we're going to discuss Robson Street, which is a major southeast-northwest thoroughfare in downtown and the West End of Vancouver, British